We're back. CouchPotatoGM.com is the website. Couch Potato General Manager is the YouTube channel. Hashtag Bills Mafia. We're here to talk about your team, the Buffalo Bills, with the 9th pick overall. They got their guy. They got a guy that, you know, people were talking about. He's supposed to fall like in the teens somewhere to the Falcons.
They were all over the place. Yes, they said he's going to fall to the teens, and they had him as a top 5 pick. Yeah. And he went exactly where, you know, we all thought that he was going to go. You know, and all of them be perfect fit for this defense. Yeah. 3 technique. They already have Starler 2A. You know, they also got Harrison Phillips. So, you know, this is a perfect fit for the Buffalo Bills. A 3 technique. Mm-hmm. Yes, 3 technique. Yep. Houston had him at nose, 5 technique, all over the place. 1 technique, 3 technique.
Going in the man.
And Oliver, man, it's perfect fit, man. Love the pick.
Yeah, man, when you talk about a Sean McDermott defense, you talk about the front 4, you talk about that 3 technique that you need. So here's a guy who's might be the quickest. Well, let me say, they were comparing him to Aaron Donald. That's the comparison. You know, he's a lighter guy, much like Aaron Donald was. He's quick like Aaron Donald. I don't know if he was he doing the knife exercise? Did y'all see it? Let us know if you saw it. If you did.
I don't think he's there yet.
Yeah, he ain't there yet? He ain't there yet? Okay, well, he'll probably train with him in the offseason and get right. I would too. I'm trying to, if I'm in a back alley and people trying to get me, you feel me? But anyway, it's a perfect fit for that front 4.
People were overthinking this thing. Yeah, really. People were talking about standing him up and this, that,
I don't
know
where to put him.
He's so athletic, this, that, and the other. And the Bills got it right. The Bills got it right. This isn't meat and potatoes type of selection again. But, you know, Houston did him a disservice. You know what I mean? They played him out of position. This guy is a 3 technique through and through. We've been saying it since day one. Since we started covering the 2019 NFL draft, that Ed Oliver is a 3 technique. Put him there and don't worry about it. Forget about it. At that point, just let him go to work. At that point, that initial quickness and rare athletic ability for a guy his size, because he's not small. He's not the biggest, but he's definitely not small. I mean, the natural leverage that he possesses, he's going to be a force. You want him right in Brady's lap. That's exactly where you want him. Quickest way to get to him is right up the middle.
You know, the problem was he went to the combine, he blew it up, and everybody lost their damn mind. That's
even before that, though. You know, because of the whole, you know, situation with the coach and the jacket and the final game, the bowl game, or whatever the case may be, and the production kind of went down. But yeah, that's because you really don't have anybody else that teams have to account for, and then on top of that, you have him playing out of position. You know what I mean? You know,
you put him in the easiest position where he could be blocked, right in the middle, right over the center, and you know you got 2
that's a natural double team right there.
Easy, and he doesn't have the long arms and stuff like that. He's a short, stop, penetrating 3 technique defensive tackle, man.
In the 2nd round, your Buffalo Bills with 38th pick selected Cody Ford, offensive lineman tackle from Oklahoma. You stole him. You stole him because my team, the Bucks, were actually going to select Cody Ford, but the Bills coveted. They moved up a couple of spots, and they stole him. Cody Ford, Oklahoma. Listen, it's a plug-and-play player. Snap of the football. If he gets those feet set, it's a wrap. Period.
Yeah, man, he's a stonewall, man. If he's in front of you, like you said, he's going to win that block. Yep. I guess the issue is him blocking in space, movement ability, but he's versatile too. You know, he could play the tackle position for the Bills. Seen on the latest depth chart, they have him inside at right guard. He could do both.
And you know, to start the season last year, the Bills' offensive line, player for player, was one of the worst in the league, if not the worst in the league. And you know, and then you throw a Josh Allen behind that line, and you're like, yo, what are we doing? Are we trying to get people hurt?
Josh Allen got killed last year. I think, you know, the first half of the season, he was the 2nd most sacked quarterback. So, you know, we always talk about the meat and potatoes, man. Offensive line, defensive line, that's what the Bills should target. That's what they went after the first 2 picks, and I think both picks are home run picks.
I tend to agree, and people might feel like these aren't sexy picks. I actually think these are sexy picks. When you have those types of needs in the trenches along both sides of the football, and you're able to select guys that are going to make an immediate impact on both sides of the ball, make you better. There was a struggle last year. The Bills want to be physical. They want to control the line of scrimmage on either side of the ball, and they couldn't. They couldn't get the job done. These 2 go a long way in terms of accomplishing that.
Round 3, 74th pick overall. They selected a guy I love out of FAU. They selected Devin Singletary, running back. I know LaShawn McCoy. I know you're not that old, but this might be a guy that starts to creep up the depth chart. might end up taking a couple of carries here and there, because this dude is the definition of elusive. This dude is the definition of breaking tackles. This dude, I mean, he played in front of a terrible offensive line in college, and time again, he would make people miss. I had in my notes, you better bring the homies when you come in to tackle him, because not only will he make you miss, he will run through you. Not saying he's gonna run over you, he's just gonna run through your tackles, because he's strong, lower body, stout, impact, small. It's hard to find that where can we take him down at, because he's so strong. He runs with that low center of gravity, so it's hard for defenders. So put him behind an improved Bills offensive line, like you said. They wanna play that hard-nosed football. I love this pick, man.
We actually had Devin Singletary a lot higher on our top 50 than most people. We fell in love with his tape. This guy is the best jump cut in the class, in my opinion. I love his patience before he hits the line of scrimmage. He's just a pure runner. He's a really good runner. I guess the issues they're going to talk about is catching out of the backfield, which wasn't really his fault. Didn't really get the opportunity, and also pass blocking. But as a runner, this is that guy, man.
Yeah, the thing about Singletary, watching his tape, and I know you said the same thing, Headley. The guy that they just recently acquired, they brought in TJ Yeldon as well.
Yeah,
there's a lot of backs there. I honestly, I think Shady might be on the way out.
Okay.
To be honest with you, I think they can save close to about $7 million if they let him go. But Frankie's still kicking. I see so much Frank Gore in Devin Singletary's running style. I see so much the same stride.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's crazy how similar their running styles are. Yeah. So, we're already high on him. I think he was 19th in our top 50. You had Ed Oliver at 4. You got Devin Singletary at 19, and then also in the top 50, Cody Ford. The Buffalo days 1 and 2, they killed it. They cleaned up.
When we started to look at the film of each player, you said his name, and I said from FAU. They said, "Yo, man, what would you say?"
All I said was 32 touchdowns, and he had over 1,000 yards after contact.
I said that's
in one season.
Yes,
that's not a career number.
That's not a career number.
That's in one season. Yeah, it's crazy, man.
Yeah. So never mind that 4.6. Don't concern yourself with that.
Don't do that.
With the second, third round pick, 96th pick overall, they selected Dawson Knox, tight end from Ole Miss, and I got a bone to pick with Ole Miss.
Yeah, pick it, man. Because
the way the offense just operated, it just quarterback play wasn't good, but I'm pretty sure that was a part of just the play selection. Just what are we doing? Why are we not getting the ball to our best players? And not to say Knox was one of the best players, because you had pretty damn good NFL talented receivers all over the field. Watching Knox, he was on the ground a lot. I don't know what type of tight end he is.
Right.
I don't know if he's a blocker. I don't think he's that good at blocking. But I don't know if he's that good of a receiver either.
Yeah, it's just like you said, the offense of Ole Miss. They run in 3 routes: hitch, goals, curls. Comebacks.
You get a little bubble in there.
A little bubble in there. So as a route runner, we really not sure about the prospects of a Dawson Knox. What I did see on tape, he has burst, he has speed, he can stretch the seams. I seen him, high point, go up and get the football. So as a receiver, I think he's going to be used mostly as a receiving tight end, more of a move tight end.
Yeah. Ole Miss working with that Tecmo Bowl playbook.
So, the Bills, they're trying to add more weapons around Josh Allen with this Dawson Knox pick. They also picked up Colt Beasley for agency, John Brown in free agency. So the Bills are trying to put some weapons around Josh Allen.
Concerted effort. We saw Robert Foster towards the end of the season get an opportunity and make some plays. Zay Jones seems to slowly be kind of turning a corner. We really like Zay Jones coming out. I think there's still reason to be optimistic about what he can bring to the table. So, it's going to be an amalgamation. It's going to be the sum of the parts. There's no true number one on this roster, at this juncture. But certainly, the group, the whole can make a difference, assuming Josh Allen is protected and he takes a step.
All right, in the 5th round, 147th pick, they selected a guy that I like, a linebacker from my favorite university, The Gators. Vosean Joseph, linebacker out of Florida. They play 3-4. They do a little bit of 4-3. They do a little bit of everything. I thought watching Joseph is that he is an athlete playing linebacker. I know he was getting a lot of love and a lot of people were seeing things that I didn't actually see, but he just looked like he was an athlete playing linebacker. And when he knew where to be, when he diagnosed the play, he might have looked like the best player on the field. And maybe that's what people were seeing. But I saw a lot of guessing. I saw a lot of thinking. So, obviously he's not, I don't think he's going to start on this team or anything, but he's going to be a hell of a special teamer, most certainly. And at some point, I think he could play any of the linebacker positions. So at some point, he's going to take somebody's spot, whether that be because he's the better player or because, they just...
Contracts, free agency, whatever the case may be, yeah.
But at some point, he's going to be a player. I just don't know if it'll be this year, and barring injury.
Yeah, man. Joseph, man, he wins with speed and quickness. He's like that new age linebacker, super athletic, twist up. He moves like a DB out on the football field. So I think he's more of a sub package and passing downs type player. Because in the run game, that's where he kind of struggles a bit, coming off of blocks and things of that nature.
In the 6th round, the 181st pick, the Buffalo Bills, your team, hashtag Bills Mafia, selected Jaquan Joseph.
The U?
The U. What position did he play?
Safety.
Oh, who is he, bro?
It's my guy.
But I thought you liked red wine.
Okay.
No?
Yeah. The selection, I like the value. I think he slides down. I think if he came out last year, he's probably a day 2 pick. You know what I mean? This year, he had some injuries, dealt with some injuries, whatever the case may be. The back end wasn't quite the same. Although Miami's defense was still good, the back end wasn't quite the same because he wasn't quite the same. During his junior season, he was an All-American. You know what I mean? Not conference.
Yeah.
That's the nation. He was that good. He's a leader. Played at the Senior Bowl, made plays. Instinctive, intelligent. He's not the most gifted athlete, but he's a quality football player. So I think he'll carve out a role early in special teams and eventually break into this lineup.
All right, so your Bills Mafia has 2 7th-round picks. With their first one, the 225th pick, they selected Darryl Johnson Jr., outside linebacker from NCANT. Watching, I didn't see much tape, but the little tape that I saw, it looked like he's going to have to come up with more moves coming off the edge. He's got good size, 7th-round pick, take a flyer on a guy.
Yeah, he's a developmental prospect. He has the length, the wingspan, high motor, high intensity guy. Also, you kind of like those kind of players with your late-round picks.
All right, with their 7th-round pick, the 228th pick, they selected Tommy Sweeney, tight end out of Boston College.
Just love their tight ends. They got 4 new tight ends on the roster this season. We talked about Dawson Knox, Sweeney. They brought in Tyler Croft. They brought in Lee Smith, which is more of a blocking tight end. Sweeney to me is more of a pass catching tight end than a blocker.
Trying to see what sticks. Just throw as much against the wall as you possibly can. And the thing about the tight end position is that there's so many different applications. You understand what I'm saying? Whether it be, on special teams or on the offensive side of the ball, they're an extension of your offensive line. They're an additional receiver in terms of the passing game. It's just like H-back, lead blocker. There's just so many different applications for them. That's why you see throughout the league, there's so many tight ends that have jobs. You know what I mean? You would think there are more talented individual players out there who may not necessarily have a job right now, but there are teams with 4 or 5 tight ends currently on their roster. It's just the nature of the beast.
We're on Nick O'Leary, right?
Well, he had his chance. He had his chance
in
Buffalo.
Miami now.
Yeah, he had his chance in Buffalo.
Is he still wearing no gloves?
I think so.
Tough guy.
Son of Jack.
Tough guy.
My son of Jack.
Tight end you? Nah.
What's the opposite of tight end?
Not tight end you. Bills Mafia. Let us know how you feel about your draft. Let us know what you think, how we think. What was I want to know what was your outside of Ed Oliver, obviously everybody always loves the 1st-round pick, but what was the next pick that we like, that's my guy. That's the guy I'm gonna roll with. Yeah, like, subscribe, comment.
Is in the building.